Good morning. Okay, so today we did not finish this field, so we will finish this field and get moved.
We were in a truck and Jesse got lost, and we still got here at the same time. We'd have been here 15 minutes ago. I left 10 minutes.
And the new kid's talking smack. No, so there was one T that we come to, and we should have turned right, and it took us left.
See, Mom was saying right, and we went left, so okay, I know where we're going.
So let's just say that we took a little detour to get here this morning because we are out in the middle of, and I mean nowhere. No phone service. We're about 20-30 miles down county roads. So we took a little wrong turn, but anyways, Jesse was behind us, but I ended up running off and leaving him. And I think he made one wrong turn. But anyways, we all showed up at the field at the same time. So I guess it wasn't too terribly bad. But Tessa is fueling. Tatum is greasing. I don't know. We got trucks here. Tessa is loaded, so she can load one of the trucks and get them out of here. But I'm gonna get this cab cleaned and get this day started. Okay, so the most exciting part of my day is, and it probably won't matter today, but my daughter is on her way up here. So I will, if she makes it all the way today, which will be a hard day, it will be late tonight after I'm asleep. Hopefully I'm asleep. But I kind of doubt it. I bet she will be here sometime tomorrow. But just the fact that she's on her way makes me excited. We'll have some fun time. She's gonna spend some time with me and some time with Hayden in the combines while she's here. So she can't stay too long because she has a job. She took off a couple of days to come up here, but you know, driving up is a long way. I think we're 19 hours away from home or something like that. This morning during maintenance, we had to kind of recalibrate my sieves because they were not what they were supposed to be. So I got that fixed, and then we noticed an oil leak, and it is on so I have a valve that's busted that's on the power fold and the auger. So we did take pictures of the number that we need to order the parts, but I am gonna run it today, and we'll just have to watch because it is leaking oil. So I don't know, it's always something. Jeff is looking at, so the number 1 combine, same thing with the sieves. They're not, you know, you put it on a number and that's what you think you're on and you're not. So it's always good to go back there and check and see what it actually is. The reason why we think that ours is off on the number 1 and mine is because we have replaced those sieves. They're not the original ones that came in, you know, so I've always got to check that to make sure that it is the number that you think in your mind that it's on. So because you can be not doing that great of a job either, you know, riding it out or cleaning the wheat. So okay, it is go time, or it is for me. Hayden's still getting fuel, and I don't know what Tatum is doing. He has his engine compartment door open, but I'm gonna go cut some wheat. So our farmer had a combine years ago that burned, it caught on fire, and they've just kind of been using what's left of it for parts. So Jeff is gonna go see if the part that I need is on that combine. That would be super great if it is, because then we can just buy it from our farmer and not have to, you know. we've already finished this little bit. I'm gonna wiggle through this gate. We've just gotta kinda wait. I'm running on no sleep, y'all. I don't think I slept at all last night. It was just one of those nights. We have two like squiggly little, I mean, I'm calling them little just because they're not 1,000 acres, but we have two squiggly pieces that we've got to do while we're right here. And then we will hop across the road with the big boys and finish out this field. It's so dusty, I can't see. Man, this stuff it's really good. And it's really lodged. And it's really rocky, which is not a good combination to pick up down wheat with rocks. We're just praying that we don't scoop any up. The header surprisingly kind of walks over the top of them, but you know, we do keep sections and guards in the grain cart just in case. Let's just hope we don't need them today. Did I mention that my daughter is on her way up here? I'm so excited. I haven't seen her in a little bit. I haven't seen her since we left home. I'm excited to see her, spend some time with her. She works all the time. She said, "What am I gonna do? Come up there and y'all put me to work?" I'm like, the thing is that she comes and she rides in the combine, but that buddy seat is not very comfortable, so she ends up getting in the driver's seat. So it's not that I will put her to work, but I just don't know that she will want to. Let me raise this up a little bit. I don't know that she will want to sit in the buddy seat all day, so she may end up in the driver's seat. She knows how. It's in her blood. She's a natural. First time she ever come out to the field, it was a few years ago, and I was cutting high moisture corn, which is not really my fave. I mean, it looks cool, but it gets all gummed up on the sieves, and then you have to get back there and scrape that out because it'll start blowing it out the back. But anyway, she got tired of the buddy seat, and so she got in the driver's seat, and I mean, she drove this thing like she'd been doing it her whole life. She is a spitting image of her dad in a lot of ways. Looks, attitude, all of it. Whenever she first moved off to college and I had to take her to the dorm and drop her off, the very first time she ever moved out of the house, I came home and cried. I cried. I did fine all day, and then I cried all the way home. It was just weird. And of course, her college was an hour away from home, so she wasn't far. But she claimed she forgot something, and I barely made it home, and here she was walking through the door again. I was like, "What are you doing?" I'm sitting here and cried all the way home, all sad, and then here she comes again. I was like, "What are you doing?" "I forgot something." I was like, "You can't just turn around and drive home every time you forgot something. That's 2 hours round trip." Anyway, it was hard. It was difficult to get used to, you know, not having her around all the time. To, you know, she made it a point to just try to annoy me, whatever it was. You know, she's real rebellious. But once I got past that, I haven't, you know, I think it's really fun to see who my kids are and on their own and who they've become, and, you know, and just kind of get to step back and, you know, just be there and let them make their own mistakes. And that's one thing I tell them all the time. I can give you advice, but you're going to make the decisions on your own, because that way if you mess up and you make a wrong one, you can get mad at yourself and not me. That didn't take long. Now we're going to hop into this bigger patch that the farmers' combines are in, and we will get it knocked out. I think there's one smaller patch that's attached to this bigger patch. No, I'm just talking nonsense. But for real. But you can't get to, you have to be in this bigger patch to get to it because there's a creek or they call it a crick. We call it a creek that runs to where you can't cross. Anyway. Okay, so here's a tractor dumping on the bagger. They put a cone in front of the bagger tractor just to make sure that the bag stays straight. It's kind of a target to head towards. And as the bag fills, it just slowly moves forward. So the grain cart just kind of moves forward with it. Much easier than dumping in a truck because you can just get all the way unloaded. You don't have to, you know, watch and move around. Okay, they had to change bags, so we're a little backed up on grain cart. Tessa did get unloaded. She is coming to get us. So Hayden had to cut her out a spot. But he has a really good idea. I saw him taking thumbnail pictures, and I'm going to get out and do the same. We are kind of up on a hill, so whenever you go down and you're full, it will tend to spill over, so we're gonna avoid that and stop on the top. I don't think you can see because the truck is in the way, but they did have to change bags. And so they just close off the one that was full. See, it has the yellow tape. I'm sure that this bag was cut from a different field, is why it's not as long. And then they put the new bag kind of on top and start it. So that is starting a new bag right there. The one that you're seeing that they finished, that is not the length of a true bag, but if they, you know, if we finish a field and they cut it and they move it to a different field over time, you know, you're going to end up with a shorter bag. There's a certain way to do it, and if you don't know how it's done, it's better if you just stay out of the way. They do need help, but at the same time, you can be in the way too, so I stay out of the way. But it does take a lot of muscles, and as you guys know about me, I don't have them. I'm just a weak little duckling, I guess. We're having to do a little creative grain carting because unloading on a side hill is not ideal. So I unloaded what I could to get going, and she started kind of sliding, so she had to kind of go up it at an angle and come back down to me. Didn't have the camera on for that, but it would have been interesting. Sure why he stopped. His header is raised up high, so it doesn't seem like he has a section broke, unless there's something in his draper. Uh-oh. See a bunch of straw in front of him. The dust is going the other way, so I did not dust him out. I know this is probably not going to do anything justice, but I'm fixing to go downhill. We do not lack a lot in this field. It's basically what's between me and Tristan, and then a little bit right there. Here's the top of the hill. There's the bagger over there that we were cutting by earlier. Uh-oh, that doesn't look like fun. Okay, we are done. So I guess the next thing on the agenda is to move. Where? I don't know. That grain cart is really dirty. We've been working hard. We only have like a handful. Learning everyone's name. That is Sydney. There was two guys that I had to meet this year. The guy that's running the number 2 combine is Kevin, I think. And then that grain cart is Sydney, and I already knew everyone else. They are dumping the last bit on the bagger and the truck. Tess is unloaded, and we are all just kind of parked and ready to move to the next field. Hayden is on the other side of Tatum, so you can't see him, but here's everyone else. They will have to cut the bag and pull it off and move the bagger tractor as well.
Danny will be over there. He can bring me back later, or bring Cody back or somebody.
Okay, as you can see, we made it to the new field. Everyone is safe and sound. This is where we will spend the night, or the combines will, not me. Because there is 1,192 acres in this field. I'm not sure if you can see the other combines running over there. It's just headlights in the distance. But yeah, they're in the same field as us. And this field goes on and on and on in the back. They're nowhere near the back of this field. This is what this field looks like. And we are just right here. They are right here. We have all of this, and then to go over here, all of this. So I don't know if you can see it hesitating on my header. That is when the conditions are getting just a little tough. We're still going. Moisture is still 11. So it's kind of hard to want to quit. But we are getting close, I believe. I just talked to Tristan, the farmer's son, who's, kind of running the crew across the field from us. and he said it was kind of getting tough on them as well. So, but we're gonna let them call it whenever they feel like, you know, we need to. I just have to pay close attention to my sickle and make sure I don't plug it. And there it plugs. At this point in the day, whenever it is getting tough, I have to speed up my reel and I have to keep it down to try to keep my sickle cleaned off. This weed is really short anyway, so we're having to cut low to get it, and that's where it's kind of unfortunate with the grass, because I can't just raise up and cut less of it, because then I'm missing wheat. But you can hear it chatter, and that's when it's really not liking whatever it's cutting. So I've mentioned 1,000 times that I do not listen to the radio in the combine, and that is why, because that chatter, and whenever it stops it, you don't get a code. There's no beeping at you or anything like that. You just have to listen and watch. So, okay, it is still hesitating on my sickle, so I'm having to like stare it down. But I'm gonna eat my yogurt because I forgot, and it's still in my fridge, and if I don't eat it right now, I'll forget about it, and then tomorrow I'll have to throw it away because that grosses me out. Because the fridge doesn't work when the combine is turned off. And it also doesn't look like I'm gonna get supper tonight because it's already too late for that, so. All right, back to header watching. So meanwhile, Jeff and Cody and Jesse have been home for a while because we quit loading trucks, like, I don't think they took any after dark. So combines and green cart, you know, we're gonna be out late.
Dual knife, which I guess is more plugged than a single.
Aww, he was just bragging about his dual knife. I thought it cuts like 1 p.m.
This hill's really grassy over here.
Hey, so are you gonna dump what you have on me?
Yeah.
Okay, we are calling it a day. No one broke down. No one got stuck. Oh my gosh, that scared me. Dibs is out running around. He is ready to go home, as are we. That's gonna be it, guys. Thank you so much for sticking around. Later, Gator. Dib says, let's go, Mama.